Hello, everybody. It's Sunday, August 16th. Markets aren't going to be open for a few more hours yet. It is 3:50 in the morning Tokyo time. So the date I gave you, Sunday, August 16th, is obviously it's still Sunday for me, but it's Monday the 17th in Tokyo. Now that we got the dates and times organized, what I want to talk about was a move that happened on the pound yen that we were talking about in the live trade room. I didn't get to the live trade room till a couple hours after London Open. Actually, it was an hour after London Open. And this is London Open right here, this big spike. I still haven't decided or been able to research what that was or what caused it. I'm still looking into it. If any of you know what that spike was at the London Open, it happened on several other currency pairs too, just not the sterling pairs. I believe it happened on the odd. I think there was a spike on the chef, the Swiss franc. So if any of you know or would know, I'd sure like to know what it was. I don't believe it happened. No, it didn't happen on the euro. At least nothing profound like that. But anyway, what we were looking at in the live trade room was I liked how the support was building up along this 157.45, and the pressure was squeezing down. And with the pressure squeezing down is obviously, especially, well, we'll start here because this was the beginning of the London session. But what I liked was the top of these candles, or the top of each wick anyway, was getting lower. The high of every hour was getting lower, which to me means there's a downward selling pressure, and so that the market is in sell mode. But you could, by watching PA, and we were watching it live and talking about it in the trade room, every time it got near about 25, it got down to near 157.25, it'd get pushed back up again. So somebody was trying desperately to keep it up above 25. There was a group or somebody who kept buying and buying and buying and keeping it up, keeping it up, keeping it up. But I ended up closing the trade room because it was later in the evening my time. I was getting a little tired. And so I didn't stay too long. We were just watching that. And it was Friday, so we wound it up early. But after I closed the room, I just kept an eye on it, and I just had a feeling it was going to make a break. So what we were watching was for a break of 157.30 thereabouts, because it was the bottom of this push here. So I was looking for a clear break of this area here. Like I said, it was having problems with 125. And finally it did make a little break, and it pulled back a little bit, and I got in at 28. And then rode it down to here. The price action got a little weak, so I cleared half my position. Took another bounce, and then I cleared my other half. So I averaged about 20 pips on each trade there. Well, at least on that trade block, I averaged 20 pips. And then this happened, but it happened rather quickly. And I thought maybe it was over, but the support resistance area didn't hold as support, and it came right back down and formed this doji candle. Now, to me, when it comes up and comes back down like that, that just means that the market makers were taking out stops, because what I believe was there's a lot of other traders out there that was looking for a break on this key area right here. They took sells and set stops safely above the support resistance area, thinking it was going to hold. And you know, the market makers can just do whatever they want, and if there was a bunch of stops up here, they came up and took them out and took them out again. But what gave me the idea that this was going to continue down was that these doji candles formed, which means the price is getting squeezed from both sides, but you can see, still see the downward pressure, so the selling is winning. The bears are winning on this trade, and or not trade, but this move anyway. And these candles still remain down here, lower than the previous one. So just kept an eye on it, and my position here was then I was going to wait for a break of 157. I wasn't going to try and play a bounce in case the selling had gotten weaker. So I wasn't going to try and take a bounce. Those of you that have watched me trades know I really don't trade bounces. I like to watch for breaks of major areas. So I wanted to watch for a break of 157 and at least take a ride down to 156.50, but I thought for sure that the bottom of this candle was going to get retested. And it did finally make the break. And the reason why I didn't play a break here was because it just didn't hold. It poked through and went right back. But this made a clear break. And I wrote it down to here. I didn't clear here because I already had some pips from this trade here. And it was moving rather steadily. So I really was waiting for a retest of this area. And but you can see it poked through. And the price action remained good until it took a bounce off of this area, and I ended up clearing out at 156.10, which is right around in here, because I didn't want it to see it take a hard bounce and then just bounce right back up. Usually on a move like this, though, it is going to come eventually and touch this major level, especially, you know how I love these major levels. I call them psych levels. The round numbers, 156, 157, and then I call these 156.50s, 157.50 areas. You can see up here 159.50. I call those the minor psych areas, but they hold up really well as key support and resistance levels on the pound yen. And making, you know, it makes my decisions a lot easier just because those psych levels hold up so well. But you can see I did get out. I wasn't going to risk giving it back. I already, you know, was able to grab 80 pips here. I grabbed 20 pips here, so I got 100 pips on the day on those trades. And I just wasn't going to wait for it to bounce or retrace or whatever. But you can see it did eventually come down here and poke through. But it turned right around and went back, and then is finding support resistance on this 156.50. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about the price action, how we were looking at the price action on that trade. If you were in the room the last few days, when Martin was in the room, that's another trader that we've been lucky to have come visit in the room. We were talking price action and basically doing a play-by-play as though it was a sporting event, you know, watching the selling and the buying go on, and just hoping that everybody in the room is getting a feel for the price action and learning how to watch it. And you know, you can just see the selling going on. You can see when the bulls are buying it up and putting pressure. It was really funny just watching this, at least for me. I'm easily amused watching that 157.25 area holding up so heavily. But anyway, guys, I'm getting near the 10 minutes for the YouTube video. Yeah, the YouTube has a 10-minute limit. I said it before, but I'll say it again. So I usually cut them short so I don't have to cut them up into pieces. I'm not that good at editing and whatnot. So anyway, keep an eye open. I might be having a trade room open tonight. We'll see. Usually it's Tuesday through Friday, but I'll see how price action's going and see if there's anything developing, and maybe I'll open the room. So keep an eye on the website, and the trade room widget will say that we're live, and you can enter the trade room from there, guys. Okay, well, I hope you guys have a good week. We'll see how it starts, and you guys take care. Talk to you soon.